Myself and many others got started in ham radio this year, 2020, largely due to the COVID-19 pandemic. Today, I want to share my story, hopefully to motivate you to consider becoming a ham radio operator. Kilo 9, Echo Zulu Echo. Hi, I'm David Burns. A few months ago, I didn't have any of the things behind me that you see now, a ham radio, a call sign, but I've always wanted to be a ham radio operator. When I was really young, in my teens, I was really into CB radio. I had a CB radio in my bedroom. I began to look around and I found ham radio. It came to mind again. It was like, you know what? I've always been interested in talking on the radio with my CB as a teenager. Maybe I could look into becoming a ham radio operator now. Then I began to research online. Maybe there's an online course. Maybe there's some way I can train a little faster. Something to help me train. That's when I ran across Ham Radio Prep. I began looking at the material and it was just what I needed. I signed up for the technician course and the general course. Well, I studied for the technician course using their material. I gotta tell you, it was a blast. I loved it. It was so enjoyable. I began watching a video and it was animated. They were telling me what I needed to know for the test, kind of in an enjoyable video, or lessons. I could quiz myself. I could kind of see how I would do on the test with some mock FCC tests. I could begin to really grasp the material. I remember waking up one day and I went through the material again and I was surprised at how much I remembered just from going through their material. It was amazing. So then I decided I wanted to be tested. Well, where are you tested? You're tested at local ham radio clubs. On my technician license, I passed the test. I only missed one question, but I loved it. I couldn't believe it. I was so excited when I passed my test and I held my FCC technician license in my hand and I went immediately and started talking on the air. That was so fun. Then I decided, you know, I want to get into HF. I want to talk to people in other countries. And so I began studying for my general license. And same way, same method. I began studying through Ham Radio Prep, the material for general class. And I got to tell you, it was a hoot. There was one part of the exam. They have a lot of different activities. They had this one activity that was a game that you play. Match the frequency, I think, with the meter, the band, or something like that. And they had the results of who's doing it in the shortest amount of time. Well, I mean, I had to do that. I kept doing it and doing it as a game in order to beat and get higher up on the leaderboard. And it was so fun to sit there one night and play that game over and over. And little did I know, I was just memorizing frequencies and meters and bands and all that. It was so cool. But that's just an example of how their material really helped me become a ham radio operator. I felt like I had the material down well enough to take the test, and I passed. I was so excited. Now I'm a general class operator for ham radio, and once my call sign got into the FCC database, I went right on air and began talking on ham radio. The rest is history. I've been bitten by the ham radio bug. It does seem to me to be the best hobby that a guy can have. There's camaraderie on the air. There's times you can just talk to people, ask them how their day is going, what their weather is like. I just made contact with Italy. Kilo 9, Echo Zulu Echo. Roger that, K9EZE, David from Illinois. Good to contact you again. It's a 5-7 for you over here from the state of Illinois. Over. Roger that, good talking to you again, 73. And I haven't spent a lot of money on it. I've got a $50 off-centered dipole antenna that I put on my roof and strung it to 2 trees. And wow, I'm talking to Italy? It's incredible. This is exactly what I wanted to help pass the time of not being able to enjoy social life because of the pandemic. Really cool stuff for me to really enjoy ham radio in this way. If it wasn't for ham radio prep, I couldn't have got started at all without a year or so of learning. But their material presented it in such a concise way and such an easy way for me to remember it. They got me into ham radio a lot sooner than if I was on my own trying to do it. I wouldn't have had the discipline to stay with it. I may not even have pursued it. Thanks for listening to my story, and I hope it has encouraged you as a way of you getting involved in amateur radio.